Laureano steps into this one, sends it in the air to deep left field. Ramos is back at the wall. This one gonna go. Two-run homer, Ramon Laureano, his second of the season. And the Padres add on. It's 5-1 in the bottom of the eighth.
Yes, and with that, we can all ease our way back from the ledge, at least for just a moment or two. Welcome into Gwynn and Chris, everybody, the post-game edition. Chris Ello, Matt Skraby, together in our Odyssey Palace studios, which is brought to all of us by Bill Howe, where we know how. Tony Gwynn Jr. is on the he's on the Padres Palace airplane. They'll be flying to Boston tonight, and they'll have a day off tomorrow, and then back at it Friday morning. Sam Levitt mentioned it on the post-game show. Michael King hasn't officially been tabbed as the starter, but I don't know who else would. Sonny Gray will start. It'll be the home opener for the Bo Sox Friday morning. Before we get to that, and before we go any further on this show, let me remind everybody that tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., it's not just the return of the Padres Roundtable. It is the debut of the epic Padres Roundtable. Yeah, it deserves all the salutes you can give. Brought to you by Epic Wings. So it'll be the epic Padres Roundtable tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. So you Padre fans, make sure you tune in. All of us will be here, and we'll be able to break down everything that pretty much Skraby and I are going to break down right here in the next couple of hours. Are we staying till 7 o'clock tonight?
Yes, we are.
I thought we would. A little extra bonus. I mean, look, the Padres got to win. We better talk about it for as long as we can. Last night was I don't want to get too deep into it, but we didn't get a chance to talk after the game last night. I mean, that was not pretty at all. But they bounced back. They got to win today. They had to have this one. I do want to apologize, though. I tweeted, now this is me doing what I do, and this is where AI can get you into trouble. I'm totally blaming artificial intelligence for this.
I have no idea what this is about.
All right, so artificial intelligence, this is your fault, although I'll wear it. But I wanted to know if the Padres lost today and if they fell to 1-5, when was the last time any team started 1-5 and made the playoffs?
Okay.
Because I was like, all right, is this how much of a must win? Because people are using that phrase today. Oh, it's a must. We got to have this one.
Every day is basically a must win.
Right, but this one felt a little more than normal.
It did.
Right, you go 1-5 and then head out on the road. So I called it up. I asked whatever you ask, Google or whatever.
Yes, Google.
Okay. So I asked Google, who was the last team to start the season 1-5 and still qualify for the baseball playoffs? And AI told me, matter-of-factly, that the last team to do it was the 2011 Tampa Bay Rays. So I immediately got on Twitter, and I said, hey, this is a pretty big game today, bigger than we think, because if the Padres fall to 1-5, they would be trying to then accomplish something that hasn't been done by any team in 15 years. But you know what? You guys out there are so sharp. You guys are sharper than AI. You guys are smarter than AI. You guys are more accurate than AI. And man, once they figure out that I'm wrong, Skraby, they came a-calling.
I mean, you do get on my case a lot.
Yeah, I was the bearer of misinformation, no question. But again, I'm blaming it squarely on AI. This was not my own research. I didn't go back through every team that's played the last 15 years. I was counting on AI to do that for me. Anyway, just a couple of years ago, the Astros and the Mets, 2024, both started 1-5, and they both made the playoffs. So it wasn't that dire. So I want to apologize for being the bearer of misinformation. I want to try to explain myself.
That's not so bad.
But I'm wearing it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people might have gone to the ballpark today thinking that. Wow, 15 years really hasn't been that long.
I will say that's not that bad.
It was an honest mistake, is all I can tell you. And but I wanted to correct that. So we've done that, and you know what? It doesn't matter because the Padres aren't 1-5. They're 2-4,
not.
And that's a whole lot better. By the way, this has not been a good start. Today's win
you kidding?
doesn't change
terrible.
that. Right. This win doesn't change the fact that it was a bad start to the season. But this start kills the start that the Milwaukee Brewers had last year. And I was just going back through some of this stuff because I wanted to see, is this really we're reacting to this whole thing, right? The first 6 games and, the panic and yeah, I don't know how many different things you've read, Skraby, but obviously Craig Stammen can't manage, and obviously this team can't hit, and they never will hit, and, all of the things that we've read. I am repeating the same thing. So I said to myself, okay, how much should we really be reacting to this first 6 games? Who had the best record in all of baseball last year? Regular season?
Brewers.
The Brewers. Here's the results of their first 4 games last year. Lost to the Yankees 4-2. Lost to the Yankees 20-9.
I don't remember that.
Lost to the Yankees 12-3.
Oh, that was the torpedo bat game. The 20-9.
Okay, and then they took on Kansas City in the home opener. Lost 11-1. So the team that finished with the best record in all of baseball last year, the Brewers, opened last year going 0-4, and in those 4 games, they gave up 47 runs. And they only scored 14. I'm just saying.
At least the Padres didn't give up that many runs.
Exactly. This has been a bad start. I'm not gonna sugarcoat the bad start. As a matter of fact, honestly, Skraby, I don't want to, ruin anybody's happiness today. But there's not a lot about today's game I really liked, other than the fact that the Padres took advantage of a bunch of mistakes that the Giants gave them.
Yeah.
So, for that, it's a win, and they had to have it, and I feel better, and I'm 2-4. But this isn't erasing all of my concerns about the early part of the season. And, I think that's fair. One of the things that we talk about, and you talk about, and so do you out there, if I asked you this question, what is the easiest position to play on the baseball diamond? Defensively, the easiest. Anybody can do it.
I'm going to say nothing.
Okay, but you got to answer, right? And you know what? Probably know where I'm going with this.
Maybe second base.
No,
first base.
Second base. You got to turn double plays.
I guess
you
you're right.
No,
you're right. You're right. I'm thinking first base is tough because you got to dig things out.
I get you, but first base is the one. They always go. Anybody can play first base. Well, apparently Casey Schmidt can't, and I'm picking on an Aztec, but I have not seen a first baseman in a major league game whiff on 2 throws like that in a long time. And, now granted, the Padres added those runs later on. They win 7-1. But without those 2 plays, this is a very different game today. And in quoting, at least lip reading and quoting Giants third baseman Matt Chapman after the second error, furiously looking at Casey Schmidt, said, catch the ball. And I got to be honest with you, Matt Chapman's a Gold Glove winner. He had every right to say it.
He said it twice. Well, it was that serious.
You know what, Casey? Look, when I did Casey Schmidt's Aztec games on the radio, he played third base. He played shortstop. And he's great at it. He's a East Lake kid. He's having a great start to his career. But he's proof that you can't just throw anybody over there on first base. And the reason he's playing it, why? Because Devers is worse.
Devers has a hamstring issue, but
that too.
Yeah, but no, he is worse. I mean, you're not looking good at the first base position if you're a Giants fan.
Yeah, that was a gift. Both of those runs were gifts. I've not seen. I know Sammy was trying to explain it on the post-game show as somebody who does still play some first base here and there. The first one he reached for, and it was into the runner, and I just think I'm going to almost give him that one. That was a really tough catch.
It was a tough catch,
but he didn't catch it.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the ball went through his glove, or past his glove, hit Manny, and rolled up the line.
Yep.
Padres get a run. The second one was a complete, utter mistake by a guy that doesn't know how to play first base. And what he did was he stretched for the ball before it got there. And then when he stretched, he couldn't reach up any higher.
Yeah.
And it was a perfectly good throw.
Yeah.
And he just couldn't reach because he had stretched. Anyway, thank you, Casey Schmidt. That helped today. And Jose Butto didn't hurt our cause by walking 4 guys in the 8th inning. And basically, when he wasn't walking people, throwing meatballs to, Laureano took full advantage. And I give him, he still got to hit the home run. But that ball was right down Main Street. So anyway, Padres win. Great. I still have a lot of concerns. Coming up later in the show, there it is, Skraby. I know everybody's been waiting. The first notes on the scorecard of the new season.
I had to dust off the old open.
Got the old open ready. We'll have the notes on the scorecard a little later. Gwynn and Chris rolling into focus here after a 7-1 Padres win on 97.3 The Fan.
Swung on and missed, strike three. 3 straight strikeouts for Miller to seal the deal. Picks up his second save of the year, and the Padres end the homestand on a high note. A 7-1 victory over the Giants here this afternoon.
Needed it, and got it. Mason Miller wrapped it up. Struck out 3 in a row there. Faced 5 hitters today, so his strikeout rate was 60%, which is above his rate last year, 44%.
That's
all
incredible.
Year. He strikes out almost 1 of every 2 batters.
That's
and
incredible.
It's to the point when he doesn't strike a guy out, like they ground out or you're like, whoa, how'd that happen?
How did he make contact?
Rise made some pretty good contact, actually, with a base hit. But look, the guy's incredible. I love it. And here's my thing. Whenever I see Mason Miller come trotting into the game now, what's Leo DeVries doing today? And I'm not knocking Leo DeVries. I know there are many of you, the people who say you can't trade your top prospects, and DeVries someday is going to make us all eat our words. But not yet, he's not. And right now we're getting free Mason Miller time as a result of that trade. So I again, maybe in 20 years, right? Somebody will say, wow, can you believe the Padres traded Leo DeVries away? That's possible. But for now,
will they follow it up with? They also got a great closer in return.
For now, we're getting free Mason Miller. So, that's kind of something I keep an eye on. All right, we're going. Let's talk about the good stuff today before we, kind of harangue about some of the things that I'm, don't feel have been 100% solved. First, Nick Pivetta, that's a bounce back game. I'm sorry. You have a game like he did the other day on opening day. You go back out there. I don't care who you are. You got to be superhuman not to have a little of that in the back of your mind. And, I don't think Pivetta had incredible command today. I really don't. He threw 82 pitches for 5 innings. So he wasn't exactly, bang, bang, bang. He was getting 0-2, 1-2, and then he was missing.
He was trying to nibble.
Ball, nibbling, yeah. But he fought through it. He only gave up 1 hit. So, this is a great thing. Estrada coming in. He's not in the 8th inning today, but we need Estrada going forward. I know you guys are going to never forget the fact that he lost the Tiger game, but we have to forget it, because if Estrada isn't one of the guys, you're not going to get where you want to go. So good, inning with him and a couple of strikeouts. The other thing, look, Sheets hit some balls hard today. I'd like to see Manny going the other way on a double into the corner. Laureano's got a couple of home runs. They're still not hitting with a lot of pop, but it was better today.
Definitely better.
The Giants made mistakes, but the Padres made them pay for those mistakes. So that's a win. That's part of the game. Make fewer mistakes than the other guy. Well, Padres didn't really make any mistakes today. They didn't give the Giants anything. And so, it's a nice win. They're back in track. I like the fact, and I'll refer to a lot of this stuff when we go through it all in the notes on a scorecard, but I like the fact that Craig Stammen is willing right now, even after saying and even after devoting almost all of spring training to Jake leading off, that after 2 games it doesn't work too well. He just says, no, we're shaking it today. Like, we're not going to wait a week or 2 weeks. We're shaking it today.
Yep.
Fernando's back in there. Let's see what happens. Let's take it from where we got to go. For now, I'm feeling Stammen is a little more open-minded, and I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. He said this before the year. The lineup is going to be, and I hate this phrase, the lineup is fluid.
Well, it will be.
It is. The one thing I cannot get my mind around is we didn't see Fernando lead off mostly the entire spring training, and we were led to believe he was going to be cleanup. He hasn't even hit lower than second this year.
Hasn't hit cleanup yet.
What is going on?
Well,
why?
I'm
losing my mind. I want to see him, and they win today, so it's all good.
Right.
But I want to see him in the cleanup spot. I really do. I feel like it's better for him.
You may not.
That's true.
We'll see where that goes. But again, the lineup is going to stay that way. That's fine with me. Bryce Johnson was a bright spot to me today. He scored the first, or he tried to score the first run. I think he got cut down, but had a double. And I'm sorry. Him in left field felt a whole lot more comfortable than I did last night. a whole lot more comfortable. And I don't want to, again, I said I'm going to save the stuff I'm concerned about for the next segment. So I'll leave last night's performance in left field out for a moment. But you got to be able to field the ball. You got to be able to make plays. And, I have a couple of concerns that I'll talk about in the next segment. But one of them is not Bryce Johnson playing in the outfield.
Yeah.
And, him out there, first ball of the game was crushed. And, he goes over, makes it look real easy. Ball hit the left center. He comes in, makes a nice catch, kind of keeps anything from going. So, look, defensively, ask the Giants. You don't make plays, you lose games. And I know it all comes down to batting average and slugging and WAR and all of this stuff that everybody looks at. What it comes down to me is that the teams that make the plays win the games. Today, the Giants did not make those 2 plays. Chapman made them. The first baseman did not make them. I thought that was part of the big reason that the Padres are able to win. So, boom.
There
you go.
Roasted. Should I wait to bring up my questions about last night's game, or should we do it now?
No, we're going to do everything in the next segment.
All right.
Look, because we said this already. We won today, or they won. Padres win, whatever you want to say. 7-1, they win. They get a win. They're 2-4. They're tied with the Rockies right now. So it's not exactly.
Rockies are hitting the ball better than the Padres are.
Rockies. Hey, look, the Rockies won a series in Toronto. They didn't win a series on the road last year till July. So they're already ahead of the game.
Drew Goodman was right.
Drew Goodman told us, he said, look out for the Rockies. They also won an extra innings today. You know how many extra inning games they won last year? 1.
Ooh.
The whole year.
Oh.
Anyway, so that's a little better start. The Giants are 2-4. The Rockies are 2-4. As are the Padres. The Diamondbacks are 3-3. And then the Dodgers, 4-1. They're playing right now against the Guardians. We'll keep you up to date with what's happening in L.A.
Baseball annoys me because Tarek Skubal comes here first day of the year, pitches well. He goes to Arizona. He only gives up 1 run, but he still loses 1-0.
Yeah, well, that's because
it's annoying to me.
Well, that's a great game by Zach Gallen. Who pitched
it
better than he did.
Yeah, true.
But that's what Tarek Skubal's going to do every time. He's going to either give you none or 1. Today, the 1 beat him. All right, more Gwynn and Chris ahead. Coming up next, though, we're not satisfied at 2-4. And I'll tell you a bunch of the stuff that still concerns me on Gwynn and Chris.
From the first pitch of the year to the biggest.
And before they try, what is the heat index they're facing? Do we know? Or
Well, you could look up the Scoville on a ghost pepper.
Yeah.
It's one of the world's hottest. There's a couple of hotters.
Scoville's the measurement unit.
The X pepper and all of that.
Thanks for the education, because I did not know.
I've allowed milk and bread, but if I was asked,
tell us the actual rules of this. Like
the rule is,
see if you can do it. I guess
you guys alternate spoonfuls until one of you can't.
One of you can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
That's not happening.
Until you can't do it anymore.
I will take
And
one.
The winner,
spoonful of
Skraby,
this.
has a jar of
it is.
a couple of my jars.
I think
Products.
they both are winners if they pass
Hold on,
this.
for
I
the
hate to
winners.
say, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
There will be no back and forth. There will be one spoonful.
Now,
This is the one that he has right now.
The 38?
Maybe.
Okay. All right.
Maybe.
This right here, I've been putting on some of my turkey burgers.
Good stuff.
This is hot.
Okay.
All right, and we do
All
it.
right, hold on.
Here we go.
All right. Let's
Adam's
do it.
ready.
This is a
There,
full
away he goes.
spoonful
He does
of
have a full
He
spoonful
does.
for those
This
listening.
is-
That
I'm literally sweating watching him That's do a this full right spoon? now. That's a full spoon. All right.
is a full
Down the
spoon.
hatch we go.
All
All right.
right.
And man, he went the whole thing. He did not.
My
He did
turn?
not trickle that down the throat. He
He
just.
hasn't reached for the milk yet.
Skraby's coming over.
When does the heat kick in? Oh.
I knew it.
When does the heat kick in?
Wow. You better go, dude.
There goes Skraby.
They
Skraby,
both
did
did.
you swallow that, Skraby? Yeah.
That is some good stuff.
It's delicious.
delicious.
We're going to see Tasty. it. I'm going to watch you now.
I'm feeling it already. I am, are you?
No.
He's Adam's feeling nothing.
No,
All right, so
no,
take another
I don't-
spoonful, Adam. You'll win.
Oh, come on. Now we're double dipping.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
all
you
one
can't put your
spoonful.
same
That's
spoon
not
in
what
there.
the competition's all about.
We always said
Spoonful
that.
too? Yeah, go for
Oh
it.
yeah.
I always said that Adam Klug was kind of had a.
I at least used a different spoon, no double dipping.
All right.
I didn't know where I don't think
I
it
always thought
matters.
Adam Klug had a cold persona, but evidently it's just the opposite.
All right.
Big
He
boss
is
Michael
handling
Valenzuela
this.
in the
Oh,
YouTube
wait,
chat,
dog.
by the way. What you waiting on? You let half of it drip in your hand. Oh, okay.
Skraby, where are you? Let me see.
Okay.
I'm just looking at Adam, and Adam's not having any problem at all.
Look at you, Adam.
Adam is backed up.
But this
I must tell you, Tony,
wait,
that Adam has cashed the check.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he did.
cashed
You said
his
I wouldn't
check.
be able to catch
I
you.
did.
No, you
I
cashed
sure
it,
did.
man.
You proved
cashed
me
it
wrong,
for
my
sure.
friend. I
Skraby,
gotta tell you though, this is further proof that whatever we got him with that
the
tie,
tie thing,
was
yeah,
super weak.
this is less than a 10, right?
He's over here having a difficult time.
You're turning a little red,
The tie
Skraby.
was just as bad.
You're turning a
This
little
hit me
red.
By the way,
faster.
this is delicious.
Oh my
Oh,
God!
he's
He's
going
taking
there.
another one.
Yes.
Come on, Adam. Wow, you're gonna have to come back in 6 months with like an 88.
Oh.
It's 38.
We'll have to go with the higher Scoville next time.
All right.
Right.
Oh, wow. Look at this guy. He's talking
Drop-
trash now.
Well,
I haven't had a sip of milk or bread.
He hasn't even reached for it.
No, he doesn't
came out
even
of the
need the
gates
bread.
talking trash.
All right.
All right. Now
Hey,
I'm
man.
going to take another one.
What?
Well,
Why
you
are
got you got a
doing
whole
this
other
to
spoon.
yourself?
No, because I don't want.
You don't want Adam to say
He
he
has
By
has
the way,
wheat sauce,
yeah, he
baby.
get the whole
Full spoon,
get the same
baby.
thing that like he's dropping it all in there.
Keep the studio clean.
It's all anybody's
Big
worried
boss
about.
Michael watching over here. Come on.
Ooh, boy, Scrabe, get back in front of the camera. Your face is red, Scrabe, isn't it, Tony? Are you
I'm
seeing
sweating.
the same thing?
You are sweating. Your face is definitely.
Why do you keep doing this?
You're not feeling anything?
Adam isn't even
Anything?
moved over
I
there.
feel a 1 or maybe a 2 out of 10 here.
Wow.
Adam
That's ridiculous
Klug-
because I'm.
Wow.
Adam Klug is a tough
Maybe
son
not
of a
bent
gun.
over the trash can.
No,
over
I had
there.
to spit.
I was going to say, it looks like Adam Klug may be producing the rest of the show because he's fine. Scraby may need
Scraby's
to
going
go
to
get
bed. Yeah, you know,
assistance.
Here's want
Frank-
the milk, dude. It might
Frank
work
predicted
better.
that.
No.
Oh, did he?
Frank
Scraby's having
predicted that.
bread.
Oh yeah, that Adam would just cruise through this with
Frank
no problem.
predicted this.
He did.
Frank on the last show.
I
Yeah,
know
said
you
Adam
had
would
it
have
like
no
that.
problem.
He did.
I got a newfound respect from Tony Gwynn Jr.
Yes,
here.
you do.
So-
all right.
So Skraby has the prizes for you, Adam. You have one, a jar of the ghost
You can
pepper
have as much of this
salsa
as you want at all
and
times.
the,
Yeah.
Mr. Lane's Roasty 38 chili powder.
You should let me have that chili powder though. I think I do. I think I would do more damage.
Started
with
off
this.
giving me the mild. My
And what is before they try, what is the heat index they're facing? Do we know? Or
Well, you could look up the Scoville on a ghost pepper.
yeah.
It's one of the
Suspect.
world's hottest. There's a couple of hotters.
Scoville's the measure.
Today, that was an RBI single by Fernando, one of the shortest of his career. Maybe hit it about 19 feet out in front of the mound there. But hey, look, we had to have a win. I don't care what it looked like. So that's done. Padres are back in the win column. Now they're headed to Boston. But let's give a little reality check before we get too overly excited by this. The Padres are now hitting .202 as a team. That ranks 23rd in baseball, moving way up, Scrabe.
Way up. All the
Way
way
up
to
to
the top.
23rd. They're 280 on base now. That's 24th.
Okay.
Slugging, 301. That's 28th. OPS is 581. That's really bad. That's 26th. Runs scored, 19. That's 23rd. Home runs, 3. That's 27th. I think you're getting the idea.
Yeah.
Offensively, they stink right now. And, you know, it's one home series. But I have seen this, and I don't disagree with some people who say it. Other teams do seem to come here in March and April. Maybe it's because they're only here for 3 games and it doesn't weigh on them the same, but they seem to be able to hit home runs.
I've been
And
saying
they
it for a
seem to
long
be able
time.
to, you know, hit doubles and gappers and score some runs. The Padres offense in this homestand was pathetic. And it's not just team-wide, it's individually. Every single guy, there's really only one guy that I think can come out of this home series and say, man, I crushed it. And that's Laureano. He had 2 home runs and he had 389. Nobody else is above 270. No one. Manny is second at 263. Jake Cronenworth is 4 for 21 with 4 singles. Fernando Tatis Jr., the cover boy for, you know, what was it?
It was MLB The Show years ago.
Years ago. But, you know, we keep waiting for the MVP Fernando, and it still is going to come, I hope. But first homestand, 5 for 21 one extra base hit. That's Fernando. Come on, he's got to do damage.
He's
bases.
got it.
I mean, that at bat there that you just played is a little bit of an example. 3-1 pitch with the bases loaded, and he's swinging out of his shoes. Doesn't wait. Trickles it out in front of the mound. He got an RBI, but that's not what he wants to do.
Definitely not.
Fermin's 1 for 14. He doesn't have an extra base hit. Campusano, don't look now, but he's 0 for 5 with 3 Ks. He hasn't had a hit since August 31st, 2024. That is a span of 11 starts in the big leagues. Couple that year, a few last year, and a couple this year. But 11 starts without a single hit is a long time for any major league player.
Yeah.
I don't know how much longer Campusano mentally can even go up there without, it just destroying the guy. He's got to get a hit somewhere.
Do you think
soon.
that they've just told him, we don't care if you get a hit?
I'm sure they're trying to tell him that. But he's a human being. Last I checked, like if you cut him, he'll bleed, right? So if you haven't had a hit since August of 2024, how can you not be thinking that when you go to the plate? I don't know how you clear your mind.
Yeah,
so he's got to get a hit soon. I'm rooting for him so hard, but I'm sure everybody else is too.
And he's got to be super confused because he's an all-star at the AAA level, but he cannot get a hit.
Absolutely crushes the ball. Miguel Andujar, 2 for 12, no extra base hits. Castellanos, 2 for 12, does have a double. Bogey's 4 for 24. He's got a double. Every one of those guys had a lousy homestand. Every one of them. So, you got to, it's a little bit of a team-wide thing, but, the win today does not erase some of these concerns. Here's more concerns. How do I do this without being too critical?
Uh-oh.
Because I don't want to be. I like these guys, and I know they're giving they're going to give it their best shot.
All right, you said it.
I'm not in love with Gavin Sheets and his coverage at first base.
Oh, I thought you were going to say at the plate.
Well, he got off to a slow start there. He's going to hit. Gavin Sheets is a bit of a lumbering guy at first base. Arise got a ground ball up the line that went for a double today.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe Keith Hernandez, who's the greatest defensive first baseman ever, dives over and gets that, okay? I don't expect Gavin Sheets to be that. But I don't see him covering a whole lot of ground over there on ground balls. I'm a little concerned with that. I don't know who's better, right? I mean, your other choice is Castellanos, who's never really played there. And speaking of Castellanos, I'm going to say it right now. If they put him in left field again, I believe it's managerial malpractice.
You said this last year about Gavin Sheets, too.
Well, and then the next thing he did is he blasted over the wall.
But he ended up playing okay.
He came back, and I give him credit for that, so I'll give Castellanos some time. The fly ball, I want to go back to the play that no one talked about last night. I watched it.
A lot of people talked about it.
Which one?
The one where he threw to the wrong base?
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not talking about that one.
Oh, really?
Everybody saw that.
What else?
Everybody saw that. Here's what maybe you didn't see, and I invite you to go back if you didn't see this and watch it and let me know what you thought of it, or let me know if you saw the same thing. Adames led off the game yesterday, hit a high fly ball to left field. That ball landed in the first row, barely scraping the back of the fence, and it was a home run. If you watch Castellanos run to that ball, he ran past where it landed, and then he reached his left arm back, and it banged into the fence because he was so far away from where that ball landed. To me, it would have been a great catch, but major league left fielders could have been there and jumped up and timed it and caught it. He didn't even get near it. And look, he doesn't play left field. He's been a right fielder his whole career, and he's not very good in right field either. I can't give Laureano the day off and have him in left field. I can't. And I thought every ball that got hit to him last night was an adventure. He fumbled it, he dropped it, he picked it up, he threw it to the wrong base. It's one game. I'm being way overly critical. But
I'm looking at this.
You're going to watch this play. You don't see
it's a really long run.
Okay, but he ran by the ball. Did he not? He ran past where it landed. It landed behind him.
No, because
over the
it bounced
fence.
off the top of the wall.
Yes.
And it bounced off of the building.
But if he ran right to where it came down and reached his glove up, he would have caught it. You don't see that?
No, because it bounces off the top of the wall. It hits the Western Metal building.
It blasts off the top of the fence, the home run fence.
Yeah.
If he's standing there, he reaches up, he could catch the ball.
But
it wouldn't have bounced off the top of the fence.
Maybe he just couldn't get there. He didn't have the range.
Of course he got there. He ran past it.
I don't understand this part because once the ball hits the Western Metal building, it's a home run. So it doesn't matter if he runs past it.
What are you talking about? I'm not talking about the Western Metal Supply building. I'm talking about the fence that it hit.
It hit. Look, watch. We're watching it right now. I can't show this on the stream, but it's all the way near, almost to the foul pole.
All right.
I'm not trying to disagree with you. I think
thought he overran the play, and
it's
the ball
a tough thing for Nick Castellanos.
Of course it is, but I need major league players that can make plays. That's who I want playing. I'm funny that way.
No, you're not funny that you want major league players, but I get it, Chris. If what you're saying is that he's not capable of playing left field, I'm gonna go with that right now. I don't want him at first base either. So really, the only place for him is DH, and they were saying it last night on the broadcast. Craig Stammen's going to have to get creative trying to get these guys in the lineup, and left field is not it for Nick Castellanos. And Ramon Laureano cannot sit until he's done with his little hot streak.
Castellanos was brought in, I thought, to start at DH against left-handed pitching. Should have been in there against Skubal, should have been in there against Valdez, and we shouldn't have seen him since. Yet he started 3 games against righties. I don't think Castellanos is a threat at the plate personally. It's early. I hope you all tweet me in May and say, remember when you said that?
But what you're saying right now is not false.
I'm not a fan. Not a fan.
Miguel Andujar was brought in as a left-handed killer, and
I feel like I looked at his numbers last year from where they had been, and they've been going up and up and up, and I expect him to continue an upward arc. Castellanos' career has been a downward arc for 3 years. I don't, all of a sudden, at Petco Park, one of the hardest places to hit, think he's going to just perk back up.
I don't necessarily disagree.
But I know the argument is, we didn't spend any money on him.
Yeah, $750,000.
Yes, but you still have to watch him bat for the next 2 months. I don't care what you spent.
I feel like he's going to hit.
All right. We'll see.
We'll see. You're right. And that's me being hopeful.
Of course. I'm rooting for it too.
Why am I didn't even think about this. Ty France should be playing first base. He's a Gold Glover.
No kidding. There you go.
He should be playing first base. His bat is good enough.
Put him at first base and put Sheets at DH. It's not going to kill anybody.
No.
And why isn't Ty France being considered to play first base in the 8th inning with a 3-1 lead?
It should be a defensive replacement. You're right.
I think that's something you got to look at. And I guess I'm being critical of the manager there, but he can tell me I want to keep Sheets' bat in because he's got a double and I need him. But you're up by 2 runs in the 8th inning. I got a Gold Glove first baseman sitting there against a lumbering guy.
Yeah, I think Ty France should be playing more.
I don't know
that
that's smart.
And how many games has he played? Maybe 2 so far this year?
France?
Yeah.
I think he's 0 for 3. I think he had 1 start.
He had 1 start. That's not enough.
But I don't care. Look, I can't guarantee Ty France can come in and hit 800 either. But I can guarantee that I'll feel better with him at a Gold Glove winner at first base than I will with Gavin Sheets in a 1 or 2 run game. I don't think that's being wrong.
If they're gonna go to a defensive specialist.
I don't even think that's second guessing. That's like obvious to me.
No, it is. I agree with you on that. I think that Craig Stammen through 6 games through the first homestand, he's made some mistakes, but he's been honest with us about those mistakes, and I'm hoping he learns from it. He's a smart guy. I think he will learn from it.
I'm gonna give him a C.
You're going to give him a C? I think that's fair.
I don't think he's
you know what? I think I have to give him a D+ because they went 2-4 on their homestand.
Okay.
Last night when he took out Kyle Hart, or when he did not take out Kyle Hart, I thought that was another mistake.
Why was that? Why? I mean, as soon as he brought in Bradley Rodriguez, the game was over.
No, I understand.
Bradley Rodriguez gave up all of Kyle Hart's runs.
I felt like Kyle Hart,
he was in
two, because he was in there for 2 straight innings. He did a great job. Why don't you bring in Bradley to face Adames?
Well,
and Stammen said he wanted him in there so he could face Devers. I understand that, but
to me, it's a smart. Look, I'm not gonna. That was fine. To me, you're just Monday morning quarterbacking there. You're waiting till the result and you're asking for something to be different. I don't think that's a fair thing. I think to be able to be critical of something either before it happens or to take a look after it's over and say, hey, this isn't right. Kyle Hart was throwing, and he's been pitching great, right? Until that hiccup there in that inning. And, to keep him in because he got to face the lefty made sense. But Bradley came in and gave up 4 runs.
He did.
3 of them were Kyle Hart's.
He did.
All right. So
can I read you what Tyler said?
What's Tyler got?
Let's not overreact to 6 games. Casty and Andujar could prove to be worthwhile bats. Need Craig to get a little ruthless with some defensive replacements and bullpen management.
Okay.
I agree with that.
And you're 100%. Tyler's right. And everything's an overreaction through 6 games. There's nothing you can say through 6 games that can't be countered with that's an overreaction.
Yeah.
All right. So we get it. But these are the things that I'm thinking about. These are the things that go through my head. These are things that I want to keep an eye on moving forward. And I honestly hadn't even thought of the Ty France defensive replacement until you brought it up. But now that it's been brought up,
you're not going to stop thinking about
it. I'm pretty, high on that until Gavin Sheets starts laying out and making the play down the first baseline. And I don't know that that's his thing. It's okay. Everybody has what they do best. Your job as a manager is to put them in the best situations to succeed. Putting Nick Castellanos in left field, to me, is not putting him in a situation to succeed. It's putting him in a situation where you pray the ball isn't hit out there. That's not the best way to go.
I think I say this now knowing that everything could go against me, but I think we're not going to see Nick Castellanos in left field very much this year.
I wouldn't.
We'll probably see him at first base.
Fine. I wouldn't recommend it, but if he's at first base and they're up 2-1 or 3-2 and it's the 8th inning and Ty France doesn't replace him, that's malpractice.
Yeah.
You're keeping in a guy who's never played first base over a Gold Glove winner with a 1-run lead or 2-run lead.
You got to put your best guys on the field when you're protecting a lead.
Don't get that. All right. That's that.
We don't have time. We'll do it on at 6 p.m. Your scorecard.
Yes, notes on a scorecard is coming up in the 6 o'clock hour. Also, we'll take a look around baseball today. There was a ton of action. There was a lot of interesting results. There's some early season stats, some things that we need to talk about. We'll do that in the 6 o'clock hour. And Skraby is going to give us a big 5 in the 6 o'clock hour because there are other things that are going on in sports that you probably haven't paid a whole lot of attention to today.
There's one news story I do not have in the Big 5, and we could talk about right now. Puka Nacua has entered rehab.
Yeah. This is a pretty logical.
It's a next step.
It's a logical, look, this guy. See, this is one of those things where after he passed out drunk, and there was video of a woman twerking in his drunk face. That after he mistakenly made the signs he made, and after he mistakenly maybe bit somebody, and after he missed all of these incidents, each on their own wasn't a red flag, but all of them together is a red flag.
Yes.
And I really commend first Puka Nacua. He has to go and do it. And, at least, we'll see what his attitude is. I mean, if he's being taken there against his will, then it's going to be a waste of everybody's time. Hopefully he's going there in an attempt to improve his behavior and his life.
Yeah.
Sean McVay is certainly well aware of this. And I know Sean McVay has stood behind him, and I commend him for that.
As they should, yes.
I commend him for that. He's one of his players. He should be there helping Puka Nacua get some help. This is a much smaller scale than what's happening with Eldrick Tiger Woods. but it is similar in my mind.
It's very similar.
These are two guys. One is, I think, unfortunately, Tiger's at like death's doorstep if he doesn't figure it out. Puka Nacua is headed for just down the wrong road. And we need to, I think people are there in his life that are saying, hey, let's try to help stop that before it gets too much. He's a incredibly talented football player.
Is.
That doesn't mean crap if you're standing in a jail cell. So
I can tell you my own experience. And I'm not saying Puka's going to be me. Everybody does their own thing. So he could go into rehab and come out and be and practice the lifestyle and do things right. But they're going to have to watch him. They're going to have to make sure that he's not being put in bad spots. They're going to have to make sure he's not going out. They're going to have to do a lot because it takes me and it takes a lot of people many times.
What's the old story? It takes a village.
It takes a village.
Like
You're right.
Puka Nacua.
But I'm happy that they're at least pushing him in the right direction.
This is a lot better story than if it said Rams wide receiver Puka Nacua tells everybody to take a flying leap. He'll do whatever the hell he wants. That headline probably would not go well.
No, it wouldn't.
This one at least has a chance to go well.
You're right.
So,
real quick, the home run we were talking about, it was actually, I guess, Matt Chapman's in the third and not Willie Adames is in the first. That's what we're seeing on the chat. So let me go look up the Matt Chapman one because you were saying.
No, I don't know.
Okay.
I thought it was the Adames home run. Maybe I didn't see it right.
I could pull it up for you in the break if you would like.
Wouldn't be the first time in history. Notes on a scorecard. This is my wife's shopping list stuff. See, it even says shopping down at the bottom there for those watching.
Oh, we got a new one. It's not like the cornucopia anymore.
It says shopping. See, it's
got cartoon
shopping
food.
list. It's got cartoon fruit, and it has my notes from today's game. We'll go through all of it. Also, a trip around baseball and the Big Five coming up in the bonus hour of Gwynn and Chris. Skraby show. I guess that was in the automatic workings there.
I forgot to change
You took it out. We got a bonus hour of Gwynn and Chris instead. Skraby is here. So for you Skraby maniacs out there, you'll get a bunch of him. Padres over the Gigante 7-1 was the final today. Coming up in the second hour of the show, we're going to have our notes on a scorecard, first edition for 2026. Also going to take a look around baseball. Sandy Alcantara did something today that they call it like historic, and it's just not. It is in this
Maddox?
Yeah, it is in this day and age.
Yeah.
Like he did a Maddox today. I'll tell you what it is later, but guys did Maddoxes every day. That used to happen 2 or 3 times a day. But now in baseball, it's an incredible feat by Sandy Alcantara today. Among some other things, we have our first guy to 5 home runs this year in the major leagues. We'll tell you about him. Coming up in our big league roundup, Cleveland took a 2-0 lead over the Dodgers tonight, 2-0 in the third.
The Dodgers.
Yes, the Dodgers. We'll keep an eye on that as well. Padres are back to 2-4. Tomorrow, we will have our first roundtable, Padres roundtable of the year, live from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Remember last year, if you recall, last 2 years, it was at 10 a.m. So understand the change this year, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. And it's not just the roundtable anymore. It's the epic roundtable, if we do say so ourselves. Thank you, Scrape. That's coming up tomorrow morning. Don't miss that. And then, we'll have stuff for you Friday morning because I think the Padre Red Sox game is 11 a.m. Is it not?
It's 11:10 a.m.
Yeah.
11:10 a.m. Scheduling note for tomorrow.
All right.
I am going to be filling in for Braden tomorrow from 10 to 2. So it will be Skraby and Frank from 10 to 2. And then,
man, they're going to let you and Frank loose?
One of the best moments in 97.3 history occurred between me and Frank when we tried beaver nuggets together. But yeah, I'll be there at 10 a.m. I'll also be there for a roundtable. And then, of course, Chris and Tony will be there from 2 to 5. Roundtable
we got a
replay
lot tomorrow.
at 5.
All day tomorrow. By the way, you and I at Far Corner Saturday met Big Frank.
Oh, yeah.
Frank's dad, Big Frank.
I made such an idiot out of myself.
You were an idiot.
I didn't know I didn't know it was Frank's dad. So I'm like, why are you standing back here?
This is the real Big Frank. And you're like, well, what's he doing back here? I said, well, he's Frank's dad.
I had no idea. I thought it was just some guy trying to steal our pizza.
Big Frank's dad isn't really that big.
No.
He's just a regular Frank.
He is.
Yeah, he's a Frank.
Do we know what Frank's dad's name is? Is it Frank?
I think it was Frank.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's Frank. All right, enough of that. Let's get to the notes on a scorecard from today's 6th game of the 2026 season.
What did Chris like? What does Chris want to clean up? Observations written on a grocery list. Notes on a scorecard starts now.
Yeah, I don't have the quite the usual number of aha moments today in my notes on the scorecard, but I have some fun stuff.
It's the first one. We're just getting into it.
It was also kind of a ho-hum game. There wasn't really a lot. But it is notes that I do when I watch the game, and I do write it on my wife's shopping list. First up, Craig Stammen's quote before the game. I like this one. We still have 29 30ths of the season to go.
29 30ths.
That's what he said.
All right.
He said, we've played 1/30th of the season, but we still have 29 30ths to go. I've never heard it phrased quite that way. But
baseball's just such a different beast.
Yeah. They got 29 30ths to go. So here's how it went today. By the way, we talked about the Padres. I think, and I agree, you keep messing with this lineup, have fun with it until it works. Giants, same lineup all 3 games. They did not change one thing in all 3 games. And Willie Adames led off today with a home run yesterday. Oh, by the way, we looked up the home run yesterday.
Yeah.
It was not Willie Adames' home run that Nick Castellanos overrun. It was Matt Chapman's home run.
It was.
Somebody texted us or tweeted us that, and you're right. So go back and look at the Matt Chapman home run from last night and tell me what you think of the play in left field.
I can tell you right now, what you were describing is what happened, I saw.
Right? Okay.
When we were talking about the wrong one, I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about, Chris.
Okay, well, now you do know what I was talking about.
Yes, and he definitely overran it, and then And
kind
you know
of
what?
reaches back, but
You know what's funny?
in
You know what's
vain.
funny, Chris? I thought about this last night when I saw that. Ramon Laureano was on the show last week on Friday. I asked him about left field and how it plays, and he said that the ball in the corner will move back towards the field.
Absolutely.
And that's what Nick Castellanos
That's
doesn't
what
know.
happened there. That is exactly what happened there. Okay. Adames led off today, and I thought it was just a little bit of, turned out to be kind of a preview of coming attractions. Pivetta got him 0-2, and then went for 3 kill pitches and missed them all. And then ended up getting him on a line drive to left field on a 3-2 pitch. Again, Pivetta did his thing today, but to say that he was just perfectly sharp would not really be accurate. He had a lot of those kind of at-bats today where he threw more pitches than I thought he had to. I also was absolutely drilled into my mind as a pitcher, 0-2 pitch, you cannot throw a strike. You have to move the batter. You have to put it over here, hope he swings at it.
Okay.
I think that needs to change for a couple of reasons. One, these guys are so good at taking pitches that if you just give them a ball because you're just wasting a pitch, now they might get, the next one, they could be on base before you know it. But secondly, each pitcher only gets to throw a certain amount of pitches in a game. I don't want 17 waste pitches thrown by my pitcher. That's going to run his count up.
It's almost like a statue take.
Anyway, 0-2 used to be automatic. You have to throw a ball. I don't know if I agree with that anymore. Heliot Ramos came up in the first inning, and I want to thank somebody out there who sent this to me.
Okay.
Because I had forgotten completely about it, Skraby. Heliot Ramos was at bat last year when he hit a foul ball into the press box that I caught.
Okay.
They put it up on the scoreboard again today. I want to thank whoever does the Padres scoreboard notes under Heliot Ramos's name when he came to bat today. I think it was actually his second time up.
Okay.
It said last year he hit a foul ball into the press box that 97.3 the fans Chris Ello caught.
Wow. You need to is it on your Twitter right now?
I have I know it wasn't tweeted to me.
Okay.
Do you want to see this?
Send me the picture and I'll post it.
You want to put it up?
Yeah.
But
Because that's cool.
Yeah, somebody sent it to me, and yeah, here it is. Scribe.
You can just text it to me.
All right, I'll text it
please.
to you. But yeah, it says under Heliot Rom, there's this picture up on the scoreboard. It says that note under there. So thank you to somebody who sent me the photo and said thank you to the Padres for somehow still remembering that.
That is crazy.
I could not have remembered it was Heliot Ramos
Yeah, that
whose
is
ball I
wild.
caught.
I gotta say.
That was great. So you know how like certain things that'll happen that you never expect.
Yes.
One of the things is I'd never expect to see my name on the scoreboard at Petco Park.
I would have freaked out if I saw your name. I'd be like, look.
Yeah. Thank you to whoever sent me that today. All right. Bottom of the first, I wrote this down. Obviously, Tatis is leading off. So I have to ask, is the Cronenworth experiment over? The Padres have, they discussed it. They said we're going to keep switching it around. So let's just wait and see. Bottom of the first inning. How many times have you heard this, Skrabe? I'm sick and tired of Manny. He never hustles down the line. Except when he hits a slow ground ball like he did in the first inning today, and he busted it down the line. And the fact that he was hustling made Chapman throw, made Schmidt stretch, made Schmidt not catch it. Ball bounced off Manny, 1-0 Padres. Thank you. Next time you tell me Manny doesn't hustle, I will show you a clip of that play. He hustles.
He does. When he needs to, he does.
They also originally gave the error to Chapman on that.
They did.
And they changed it, fortunately, or they would be scalded by me.
Do you know what a new feature of the press box is, Chris? I don't know if they're doing this all year, but the scorer will get on the mic and say why they scored a certain play a certain way.
Oh, they say why.
Yeah, they
I know
give
in the
explanation.
Past, in the past, they'll just tell you what the scoring is.
No,
they
no.
actually explain it now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, well, the game I was at,
The game you were at.
he said the ball was hit hard enough that it was
Okay.
not an error.
Got it. That was an error on Schmidt. It was called an error on Schmidt, but good hustle by Manny, a guy who never hustles. Let's go to the third inning. This did not turn out to end up costing the Padres, but it could have. And we're all learning, so I'm going to take it a little easier. but you got to know when to challenge. You just have to know when to challenge.
Yes.
And Freddie Fermin, terrible challenge today.
It was bad.
You got 2 outs. You got nobody on base. There's no stress in this situation. You're already 0-1 in the count. Now, if you're 0-2 and you think you can steal a strikeout by challenging, I'll give it to you. But don't be challenging the second pitch in an 0-1 count. And then when he got it wrong, that meant the Padres were down now to their final challenge. And, of course, later in that at-bat, on a 2-2 pitch, Pivetta hit the bottom of the zone. And you could see Pivetta wanted a challenge, but he knew.
Was dancing all over the field.
He was like, if I do and we lose, we're out.
He's like, I can't. No.
I can't challenge. He had his hand right there. Yeah, Freddie.
Would you have been mad if he challenged? I wouldn't have been mad because it was a strikeout.
Yes, but if he's wrong, they're done for the game in the third inning. You can't risk it.
That.
He couldn't risk it. But it all happened because Freddie Fermin, bad timing on that challenge. Kudos to Mark Grant because he said the same thing, and not in a mean way. Yeah. We're all learning this.
Yeah,
and Freddie Fermin's going to learn it, but that was not a good one. It turned out it didn't matter. They ended up striking out Devers. Bryce Johnson gets the double, gets to third, and then is thrown out on the old contact play at home. I could see everybody out there going, "Why is he running?"
I wanted to talk about it.
Okay, you want to talk about it?
Yeah.
There's one out, a runner at third. You make a decision. Are you gonna, when the ball is hit on the ground, are you gonna wait to see if it's through, or are you gonna go on contact? I think 99% of the time you go on contact, and if it's hit anywhere but to where it was hit, you're going to make it. But it was hit to third base, right to him, easy play, you're a dead duck. It looks like a bad play, but that is what I think you have to do. What's your question on it?
No, my thought was like, why didn't he pull it up and go back once he knew
try to get in a rundown?
No, not even a rundown, just like, I get that there was a contact play on, and I get that was the design of what happened.
Once he starts going, I mean, that's it.
They got thrown out at home twice today.
Yeah, they did. They did 2 contact plays. The second one was a really good play by Matt Chapman, who is a Gold Glove third baseman.
He's good. Yeah, he's very good.
But the first one, it looked kind of like, if you're a fan, you're like, what are we doing? Like we're running into an easy out here.
And he dove head first, and it just looked bad.
Yeah, but that's going to happen to me. Your other option is you tell your base runner, wait to see if it's through. But then you might be standing there when the ball's, and you could have scored.
Bryce Johnson is also one of the faster guys on the team. And now that I know it was a contact play, I'm not as mad about it.
Yeah, you can't. I don't think you can be critical of it. Later on in the bottom of the third, I believe, ground ball by Jackson Merrill. Past the first baseman into right field, except for the guy who is the worst defensive player in baseball, who has no range at all. Luis Ariz is over there and makes the play and throws him out on a throw to the pitcher.
Yeah.
Hits a moving target.
Yeah.
That was a hell of a play by Luis Ariz. Sorry, I know you think I defend him too much, but I think you guys are critical of him too much. That was a really good play by Ariz.
Yeah, it was. And
say what it was, right?
I was going, you have to say it was a great play. You know, I'm tired of people not recognizing things because they're against the person.
Yeah.
It was a great play.
In the fifth inning, Pivetta gave up a leadoff walk. Those scare me, especially when you're leading 1-0. Got out of the inning because he was able to get the 7, 8, 9 hitters. Bader, in that situation, Bader struck out Bailey, got Schmidt on a fly to center. Note to Walker Buehler. That's what cost him in the first game of the series.
Yeah.
He couldn't get out those guys in when he needed to.
Yeah.
Pivetta, difference. He got out of it, got through it. Fifth inning. Bottom of the fifth inning. Give Fermin some credit. I was on him for the challenge call. But after Sheets' double that inning, what did he do? Grounded to second base. Move the guy to third. 1 out. That's what you're supposed to do. Thank you. Good baseball. Freddie Fermin doesn't go even as a hit on his record. But we all know that helped them. And then, of course, thanks to Casey Schmidt, they ended up scoring another run in that inning. We're to discuss his foibles today. Now it's 2-0. Merrill comes up with 2 outs, runners at second and third. Same inning. I always feel these are the most important at-bats of any game. Any game. Anytime there's an at-bat with second and third and 2 outs. Why? Because you're now having a 2-run at-bat. A hit is 2 runs, an out is end of inning.
Yeah.
That, to me, it changes games dramatically, doesn't it?
It totally does.
This time, Merrill hit the ball hard, but he lined right to the right fielder. I can't knock him, but he didn't get the runs in. Still 2-0. Estrada pitches the 6th. I was happy to see him bounce back. Bottom of the, the 7th, 8th, or 6th inning, a couple of infield hits, set up Sheets. And you finally get a hit with runners in scoring position. Isn't that nice?
It is.
To make it 3-0. But again, 2nd and 3rd, 1 out after that hit. They didn't get those runs in. That's 2 more runs you left out there. It didn't cost you today, but
we all know it will cost them later.
Gonna hurt down the road. All right, we'll move along. Oh, then they put the stat up after the 6th inning. It scared me. Padres were 64-5 last year when they led after 6 innings. I'm like, what are you doing that for?
Don't do that.
I was nervous putting that up there.
I mean, that's tempting fate.
Later in the inning, runner at second base, 1 out. Young-Hoo Lee hits a line drive right over Morejon's head.
Yeah.
It's going into
almost hit him in the head.
Right. Going into center field, except for Bogarts is right there, positioned, makes the play, throws him out. Boom. All I could think of was all the complaining that was done in the game against the Tigers earlier in the homestand when Estrada threw a pitch that was grounded weakly to shortstop, except for Bogarts was behind second base. And everybody's like, what'd you put him there for? Today is why they put him there. You put guys where they're likely to hit it.
Yes, the spray chart tells you.
Okay, so next time that they don't hit one right at Bogarts because he's behind second, understand that that's part of the baseball, the analytic world that we live in now.
There's usually a reason.
There is a reason. It didn't work the other night in the Tiger game, but it worked perfectly this time. Mason Miller, talked about him. No Josh Hader on our hands.
Can I talk about that for a second?
Of course.
And I'm not mad about it or anything like that. But
why did he do it today and not the other day?
he didn't want to go 4 outs with Mason Miller on Friday night.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say.
Stammen
didn't want to.
Correct.
I don't know the Mason Miller.
No, I'm not talking about Mason Miller. He's not a part of this decision. That's totally a Stammen and Ruben Niebla thing. But why on Friday was he not capable of going 4 outs? But today he was capable of going for 4 outs with like a 30-minute sit down in between.
Well, here's my reasoning. 1, Friday, there was another game Saturday.
Okay.
This time, there's no game tomorrow. It's got a day off to rest tomorrow.
No, that's a good
Nothing wrong with 4 outs today. That combined with the fact it was kind of a must-win today. I hate to say this early in the season.
And he still got the save.
Friday didn't seem like a must-win at that time comparable to today.
I mean, it was game 2.
Right. That's my reasoning. I don't know if it's right. Hey, good old one quick thing. We're going a little long, but what the hell? It's the first notes on the scorecard. Manny doubles to lead off the 8th. I saw this all day, but I finally wrote it down. And you guys have all seen it, but it finally dawned on me today. What do we think of this? Anybody watching on the chat knows probably what I'm doing. You don't know what I'm doing.
No, do it again. Is that their new?
That's their new sign to the dugout when they get a hit. Hands up over the left ear, over to the right. What do you think? I don't know if I love it, but hopefully we'll get to see it a lot this year.
If I get to see it a lot, then I'll love it.
Okay.
But I like I liked when they used to put their hands on their head.
That's old hat now.
I know.
Right?
I know.
Changes every year. I swear, players spend more time coming up with that crap than they do looking at
they
film.
Have a lot of time on their hands.
Right. All right, what's going to be our new sign this year, guys?
We're going to do a little spin, and then we're going to do
We're going to go up and over. Up and over. I'm working on it. I don't think I do.
At least they're not doing the Dodgers. I mean, Dodgers are weird.
What is theirs? Theirs
is like, it's strange.
Everybody's got something, though. And under the same vein, who's going to be the next guy to hit a home run in baseball and not point to the bullpen?
I don't think they'll ever do that again.
Schwarber did it 5 years ago. He's the first I ever saw do it. Now every player points to the bullpen as they're rounding second base.
That's crazy to me because it just seems like something that's always been there.
No, it hasn't always been there.
I know. I don't.
Schwarber put it in. He gets full credit.
Good for Schwarb.
God love you, Schwarb. Bottom of the 8th inning, you're now up 5-1. You get 2 men on with nobody out. Fermin's up. He strikes out. I would have bunted. Just saying. I like moving runners to second and third with one out, puts the pressure on them, one more blue pit, and it's 7-1, game over. I still am, looking for those 2 runs.
Yeah.
But Fermin was given the swing. He didn't do it. Didn't matter because Buteau kept walking everybody, and they ended up 7-1 anyway.
Oh, yeah, there's another part of that we need to talk about.
And then, I got one last thing. And I'll save this for the next segment because we're so late. Tony Vitello pulled a fast one today.
That's it.
And he got away with it. Should we be pissed or should we actually give him credit for pulling it off? Tell you what it is when we come back.
Hispanic Heritage Night take.
Tony, you care to,
Tony, I don't know where Tony went.
Because Tony,
I see the corner of his room.
Oh, well, hopefully he'll be back shortly. Harbaugh.
I'm not sure where he went. I might text him to see if he's okay here in a second.
Hope he didn't. Yeah.
Did you think he fell in the shower? Or
I hope he didn't meet with foul play.
You think he met with foul play in our commercial break?
I don't know.
I mean, he is in New York City. So.
He's in New York City. It could be. You never know.
All right, we'll just go forward.
We're just going to go forward without Tony. I'm sure he'll rejoin us when he gets a moment.
Everybody stare at that box in the top right corner because it's just the corner of his room.
I'm going to look now. I'm kind of intrigued.
Oh, someone says maybe he's in the bathroom. I don't know.
He's been known to go there. As have all of us, frankly, but him more than most.
Over under, Tony just forgot that he was doing the show.
That's not nice. So maybe that's what they're thinking.
You know what just hit me, Chris?
No.
What if Tony went out to get like ice or something and he forgot his room key?
That is something that he is more than capable of doing.
Because he would never be gone this late, this long, with knowing that he was on the show.
No kidding, man. We took a commercial break like 5 minutes ago, and he has not returned.
I'm going to text him.
Like, ask him, are you out in the hall trying to get into your room right now?
Everything okay?
Oh, no.
Question mark.
Scaring me. No. Did you hear back from Tony yet?
No, I'm thinking
something.
I'm thinking he locked himself out. He doesn't have his phone because it's in the room, so he's down at the front desk or something. I
don't know. I'm sure there's a story in here somewhere.
There's definitely got to be a
air.
story. Anyway. I was very concerned about Tony, and I took him off the screen because he's not back. I guarantee you he got locked out of his room.
I don't think you're wrong because that makes sense. But how far away is the lobby? Of course, the New York hotel, it could be one of those ones where you got to wait a while to get up to the...
And he's just sitting in line. I don't know why I find this so funny, but it is.
Well, it's funny if he comes back with a funny story.
Yeah, like I locked myself out.
It's not funny if he fell and hit his head somewhere and we don't know where he is. That's not funny.
Of course, that's not funny.
He's obviously not with his phone because he hasn't gotten back to us.
Has Tony locked himself out before? Not during the show, but I'm sure he has at one point in his life.
Of all people, Tony would certainly seem to be one who would do it.
Oh, August also says, Clinton said, got to use the key card for the elevator too. So maybe he's just stuck.
You can't even get down? No, you don't need the key card to go down.
Okay.
You only need those to go up. You should be able to get down to the lobby to say, hey, I locked myself out. In New York City. But if we do, can you go to the Padre Hotel and knock on Tony's door? We don't know where he is still.
No.
Still hasn't come back.
And I turned on
It's been 20 minutes now.
I know. Now I'm starting to get a little worried.
Yeah. Where'd he go? What happened?
I don't know. I would call the front desk of the hotel, but I have no idea where they're staying.
I don't know where they're staying either. And when you sent him a text and said, is everything all right? We have not heard back from him. He is still not back in his room.
I bet you he is standing in line in the lobby as we speak.
Trying to get his key back.
Someone said text Jesse or Dave. And
it's really not a bad idea. Maybe at the next break, though.
Yes.
If we get to the next break, we got to text those guys so that they can go make sure he's okay. Because I don't know where he is. It's crazy.
Dave Marcus is probably the one to text.
We'll text Dave.
Because he's, Jesse could be doing anything, but Dave's always there ready to go.
You're trying to say Dave has a ho-hum life and he'd just be sitting around waiting for a text, whereas Jesse might be busy. Is that what you're?
I mean, Dave's been doing this job for like 30 years. I don't think the what is the word I'm looking for? Never mind.
All right. Well, there's certainly an explanation, but we don't have it yet.
Text Scan. I don't know Scan well enough to text him.
We're going to text Dave if this gets to the top of the hour, and we still don't have a Tony Gwynn Jr. sighting. All right, do we just go to traffic like it's normal behavior time? I mean, it just seems weird.
We got to move on with the show.
Show must go on?
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, we're going to do the good, the bad, and the really, really weird and ugly next here after traffic. All right, it's with less enthusiasm than usual that we embark on the good, the bad, and the ugly for week 2, Skrabe.
I'm going to try not to worry too much.
I'm going to try not to worry also. I'm not necessarily the worrying type.
I'm not.
And you know what? It seemed like it got past everybody except for Tony and Jesse and me.
And me.
And you too. Okay. And maybe some of the rest of you. There's a lot to be wondered about. Welcome back to Gwynn and Chris. Chrisello, Skraby, 626. We are extending the happy hour today. It's brought to you by GL Pools. They are the company trusted by thousands of San Diegans to keep their pool sparkling, swim ready, and expertly maintained. Call GL Pools now. And when you do, say radio, get yourself a free month, of service. All right, so here's the Tony Vitello thing, that the fast one that he pulled today. And I don't know whether to be impressed or mad. What are you?
I'm kind of mad because
You're
this
mad.
is such a.
You thought it was kind of a chintzy thing to do?
This is such a college coach thing to do.
All right.
Because I think in Major League Baseball, and you're going to explain it, there's just things you don't do.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll ask the rest of you what you think. Here's the situation. Bottom of the 8th inning. Padres led, was it 3-1? Buteau comes in. He's a mess. Double, homer,
Pitching
walk,
more like Butto.
walk. Yeah, walk. Ground ball, walk. 7-1.
Yeah.
Vitello can't leave him in anymore. If he did, that would be managerial malpractice in and itself, to let a guy stay out there to just, when he
to
obviously
die, basically.
Basically, right, when he had nothing going on. The problem was Vitello did not have the right people warming up behind him. Vitello had another, higher leverage pitcher just in case he needed to get a key out and keep the score 3-1. Once it got to 7-1, Vitello wanted to use one of his lower leverage guys, but he didn't have that guy ready to go yet.
Yeah.
So Vitello, in taking out Buteau, brought the trainer out with him to the mound. Everybody crowded around, and the trainer talked to Buteau. It probably went something like this. Buteau probably said, what the hell are you doing out here?
Yeah.
And the trainer said, make it look like you're just in a little discomfort. This is one of the, we need you to cover for us.
Yeah.
And Buteau looked at the manager and said, what are we doing here? And the manager said, just do it. And I honestly could tell that's what was happening to me.
It was weird.
I wasn't in the huddle, but Buteau looked like he's looking at the trainer like, why are you even here?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why aren't they just taking me out of the game, which is what they should be doing? And the reason that they brought the trainer out is so that they could tell the umpire that they were taking him out because he was hurt.
Mm-hmm. And guess what happens when you have a hurt pitcher?
When the guy's hurt, the reliever now gets as many warm-up tosses as he wants.
Which I always think is funny. It's in front of everyone on the field.
The point being that the guy wasn't ready in the bullpen. So by lying, by BSing, by being a little bit tricky, shady/tricky, Vitello worked it out to where the umpires had. And when you say a guy's hurt like that, you can't say he's not hurt.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? What are you gonna? You're not a doctor.
You know what? I'm gonna go look and see if anybody asked questions about Buteau's injury after the game.
It'll be interesting. Like, is Buteau going on the injured list? You know what I mean?
If he is, then okay.
Right, I'll take it back. But I don't think Buteau was hurt. I think the trainer was sent out there just to make it look like he was hurt so that the reliever would have as much time as he needed. Did it factor in the game? No. It was 7-1. It stayed 7-1.
How do you spell Buto? I think it's it's
B-U-T-T-O.
okay. All right, let me see. Injury. I'm gonna search this real quick and see what's going on over here. I don't
See
Oh,
anything?
you know what? That someone is saying
What?
he got hit by a comebacker last night on his arm.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And so after
Are you
9
okay?
No, I just, swallowed the wrong side.
Okay. No, so last night I forgot about this actually.
All right, so he got hit last night, but after 19 batters today, it started to hurt him. I get it. Okay.
Or they could say it was hurting him the whole time, but that's probably what it is.
It was gamesmanship is what it was. And as I said, you either appreciate that and say, hey, gamesmanship is okay,
Here's an update.
or you think it was a chintzy move.
Tony Vitello said Jose Buto felt some arm tightness in the ninth inning.
Whatever.
Arm tightness is the same thing as making up an injury. Arm tightness, you can't prove it's arm tightness.
Arm tightness.
Tyler says it was a fugazi.
It was a fugazi. Thank you, Tyler. Very good. Exactly right.
Sorry,
the whole thing.
I'm only seeing Tyler comments today.
I evidently so. Either that or Tyler's the only one listening to the show today,
No, we
which
got
is
tons
possible.
of people on the chat right
He's
now.
the only one commenting. We'll take a break. More Gwynn and Chris, a big five. The rest of what's going on in sports when we come back. All right, Gwynn and Chris, 97.3 The Fan. Guardians still 2-0 over the Dodgers, top of the 6th. Padres could close the gap, Skraby. Could be 2 games back with 156 to play. Which seems to give us a chance.
I can't even think about that right now.
Right. I know, isn't it crazy? One quick note for Final Four people. This could be something, maybe won't be something. Reports out of Ann Arbor say the Michigan point guard Elliot Cadeau is a big part of that team, is currently receiving medical attention for a possible allergic reaction before he goes to Indianapolis for the Final Four. It doesn't say whether he's, not going to play, going to play, etc. But allergic reactions can be a little tricky, right? So we should
definitely can.
We should keep monitor this. If that guy can't play, that would change the game against Arizona quite a bit. As of now, I think they're expecting him to play, etc. But something to keep an eye on. I will say, I think the Final Four games, both games should be amazing. I think Illinois is better than Connecticut, but Connecticut is like just that animal that will not go away.
Well, they're led by a crazy person. So
they are led by an absolute crazy human being.
And it works in his favor.
Seems to work. Illinois is going to have to beat them and then put a stake through their heart in order to eliminate them, because otherwise UConn will just keep coming back.
That's true. I mean,
so I think that game could be interesting.
Talk to Duke.
Yeah. And then Arizona, Michigan is just, it's a battle of heavyweights, right? I mean, it's just big time. So we'll see where we go. All right. Skraby, ready for a little,
I think so.
A Big Five? Tell us what else is going on here. We've been talking Padres. If you just tuned in, 7-1 victory today for the Friars.
It's that time of the show when we check on the latest in sports. Only the most important topics and questions are brought to light.
Stop what you're doing and listen.
These news stories will astound and amaze you. The one, the only.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
The Big Five starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
All right, and all guests that we have on 97.3 The Fan are brought to you by the SDCCU Fan Hotline. It's not big bank banking. It is better.
Is Shailene Woodley's former boyfriend in the Big Five?
Aaron Rodgers? No.
Oh.
No, he's not.
Then I should update you on that.
Okay, because I have...
Do you want to know something that's just... Here's a fugazi. I'm just telling you right now.
Okay.
Steelers president Art Rooney II says he anticipates a decision on Aaron Rodgers' playing future before next month's draft.
Yeah, right.
No way that's
I don't believe
happening.
it for 1 second. You know
I
why?
don't either.
Because Aaron Rodgers wants them to think he's coming back so they don't draft a quarterback.
Aaron
and then
Rodgers
boom.
is like this guy. Just stretch it out.
Yeah.
Keep my name in the media as long as you can.
I will be shocked if he knows by the draft.
I would be too.
That would be.
I would be shocked.
And I like how you referenced Shailene Woodley's ex. Like that was like 6 X's ago.
Yes, I know. I couldn't think of any others in between now and then.
Danica Patrick, that was like 8 X's ago.
Okay.
All right.
Aaron Rodgers done one thing in his career that I've liked.
Oh my gosh, this month's draft now, Chris.
Oh, that's right. It's April. Yeah.
What did you like?
Aaron Rodgers done one thing in his career that I've liked. He actually was quite good as a celebrity guest host on Jeopardy.
You have said this.
He was actually quite good at that.
Maybe that's going to be his next career.
Other than that, guy drives me nuts.
Number 5.
There was a moment where it felt like the future of Bill Self and the Kansas Jayhawks was suddenly uncertain. Chris was telling us last week that John Rothstein of CBS Sports reported that Bill Self was going to retire.
Yeah.
Health concerns, had forced these conversations because he has been in and out of coaching for the last couple of years due to medical reasons.
Yeah.
The kind that make even Self officially announced after all this questioning, he will return next season to be the coach.
Yeah.
And again, the weird thing is last week it was reported he would retire. So Chris, what do you think happened here?
I don't know exactly. I mean, Monday I went into, Kansas because I was there with the women's Aztecs. And so I thought the whole town would be in mourning because John Rothstein basically said he's going to announce his retirement tonight.
Yeah.
As in last Monday.
Yeah.
Bill Self came out and said, that's just completely wrong. I haven't made a decision yet. So I respect John Rothstein, but I mean, I hope he comes out and tells everybody he just was wrong. Because I don't like when these things are wrong like this. You can't. These are mistakes that really should not be made. I know everybody's got to be first, but don't tell me a guy's retiring when he hasn't decided yet.
Yeah,
especially when it comes out a week later that he's not retiring.
So you can't make that mistake.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I'm sure that people around Bill Self after they lost the game to St. John's, and considering the health, I could see how you could make that assumption, but I don't. You shouldn't be telling anybody it's true. Anyway,
no, I get it. I mean, it's like the time Ohtani was reported to be on the plane. It came from John Morosi, like a really respected reporter.
John Rothstein's big time.
Same.
Yeah, John Rothstein's big time. He can't miss that. Although I still get a great kick out of every time my wife's watching Shark Tank and that one guy's on there.
Robert Herjavec.
I love that guy now.
Yeah,
he's the guy.
He's like, sorry,
stepped
everyone.
off the plane. What the hell is everybody doing here?
People are like,
there were thousands of reporters and cameras, and he's like, what the heck is going on?
Holding Ohtani signs.
He was like, what is this?
That is funny.
That was
number 4.
All right. CB Buckner, umpire, has had a really tough week for multiple reasons. He has had a tough week with the automated balls and strike system. And yesterday he missed a call where he said the runner didn't actually touch first base.
When he didn't,
even though he clearly stepped into the middle of the base.
He honestly did. He did not barely hit the base. It was Jake Bowers of the Brew Crew.
Yeah, they reversed that call, but the managers were even kind of snickering because it was such a bad call.
The managers were snickering at each other. Yeah, I feel bad, CB. Come on,
today,
man.
He was behind home plate, and he took a foul ball off the middle of his mask, and he went down, and he is being evaluated for a concussion, so not great.
Yeah, you don't
not a great week.
You don't want to be cheering that, obviously, when a guy gets hurt.
No, hold on.
Go ahead.
Taptochallenge.com is what I use now for my ABS.
All right.
CB Buckner has been challenged. His call's been challenged 9 times. They've been overturned 7 times.
Yeah, it's not good.
So it's not good. My question for you is, can Major League Baseball keep an umpire as a crew chief who keeps missing calls?
I'm going to say this is a tougher one than you think.
I'm sure it is.
On the surface, I think, there's other umpires, right? You get somebody who's better. But CB's been umping since 1996.
And he's a crew chief.
Yeah, he's been at this for 30 years. He's done, 5 division series. He's won 2 all-star games.
He has been a respected umpire.
He has been, but he seems to have lost his fastball, as the saying goes.
No pun intended.
Right. Christopher Blake Buckner, by the way, is his name.
I did not know that.
Say CB Buckner.
I love his name. CB Buckner reminds me of
the name?
Someone from the 1920s. Hey, CB Buckner here.
I think, he's one of the longest tenured umpires, etc. Here's the thing. When you put this ABS challenge system in, there may be some collateral damage, right? And I think the collateral damage so far is that we're finding out CB Buckner needs to work on his balls and strikes calls because he just can't miss this many.
Yeah, you're right.
So that's all I'm going to say. I hope he works at it. I hope it kind of, goes away because I don't see baseball being able to boot a 30-year umpire on this one. But
I don't either, but they booted Angel Hernandez.
Yeah, I think what you do first is you demote him to not being crew chief, and it's kind of a situation I don't think they want, So I'm going to root for CB.
Maybe I'm wrong about the crew chief thing.
Well, let me see. You might be right.
I thought he was the one who was calling for replays and stuff.
No. Okay. According to this, no, he's not.
Okay.
Dan Iasonia's crew chief.
All right. Thank you,
CB's
Brandon.
on that crew.
All right. So I was wrong
But still, he's got to start doing better. There's no question.
Yeah.
And to me, you can do better. Go somewhere and, look at 1,000 pitches and just kind of tighten it up a little bit.
I'm not as mad about the ABS stuff. I'm just like, you missed
the one at first base was
first base.
What's happening now, though. This is all messing with the guy's head.
Totally. He's questioning everything he's doing.
He's questioning what he's doing. You're absolutely right.
And managers are laughing at him. And
it's not good.
Snowballing for Mr. Buckner.
I'm rooting for Christopher Blake. Buckner.
Number 3.
SD Mike says something that we're kind of saying. I think the ABS system is going to expose a bunch of umps, and it will.
Well, it's collateral damage.
Speaking of umpires,
who said that last one?
SD Mike.
SD Mike. But it really hasn't. One of the things I think it's exposed so far, the damn umps are pretty good.
I would say
There's
right.
260 pitches a game, and 4 of them are being challenged?
Yeah.
I'd say that's pretty impressive, honestly.
Doug Eddings. I was looking up him because we know Doug Eddings.
Yeah,
here.
he can be a little.
He's like 5 or 9 challenges, 5 were overturned. So
Yeah, it's 50-50.
yeah. All
Anyway,
right.
all right.
Moving on.
What number are we on?
We're on number 3.
Oh boy.
We'll be
Number
fine.
3.
We'll be fine. We're going to
All right.
stick with the umpires because apparently I've never heard of this happening. I'm sure it has happened at some point. MLB umpire Mark Wegner acknowledged today that he lost track of the count during a 9-pitch at bat
boy.
versus between the Astros and the Red Sox, and
Yeah.
it was costly. Astros Cam Smith.
Yeah, what did he think the count was? Or
He didn't say that, but he should have been out on strikes after the 3rd
no
pitch,
way.
but
Like
managed to reach base on a walk after 9 total
Come
pitches.
so he should have struck out.
Yeah, he should have been out.
And okay, here's my question though. They were playing the Red Sox. Where were the Red Sox people to say that's strike 3? How did they miss that?
I think they did try to do something about it, but like
That's what I want to know. If he missed the count and he called a strike and said strike 2 when the guy should have been out, Alex Cora or everybody else in the Red
Should have
Sox should have
known.
been running out there and going, hey. So that's, I think that's almost equal share.
here's
is it
what
not?
Wegner said after the
All right.
game. I wanted to get the full quote.
Okay.
I just watched the video. I somehow didn't count the second swinging one because I said the count was 1-2.
Oh boy.
It was actually strike 3. I've never done that before. I'm not happy about it. Just made a mistake. All right. Well, he owns up to it. We can move on.
I get the mistake made, but the mistake here is right. The Red
It's bad.
Sox. Come on. If I'm pitching, are you kidding me? I know the count, right? If I'm the pitcher, I'm like, dude, that's strike 3. And if you don't believe me, then we're stopping and we're looking at video and replay until we get it right. I'm not striking this guy out again.
I'm not reading any. You're right. Not the Astros. The Red Sox didn't seem to draw.
They didn't protest.
They didn't protest.
Well, then that's their fault.
I'm
honestly.
looking at different articles.
I hate to say it, that's a little of their
My
fault.
question for this
Go ahead.
is:
Yeah, there's a
should he
question.
have admitted this?
Yes. Always be
it's-
straight up.
because you can prove it.
Well, in this day and age, we're going to find it out anyway, are we not? We find everything else out.
Yeah, we do find everything else. So
That's
Mark
why.
Wegner.
That goes back to my Shire the Crier thing. I mean, the whole thing about how his assistants were punched in the face. There's just no way that happened with no one seeing it. That's why I don't believe him. Not that I don't believe Shire the Crier. I just don't believe it could be true that no one anywhere had any footage of this.
And we still don't have any sort of pictures
No, we
or hospital visit or.
or black eyes. Nothing. That's why
I cannot believe that he would just make it up.
I don't either. I can't believe he did either, but he stuck by it, did he not?
He doubled down, tripled
Yeah.
down.
My guys were punched in the face.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Move on.
Number 2.
You're going to love this, Chris. Following 2 high-profile basketball cases this season, the NCAA Division I cabinet, didn't even know they had one, will consider eligibility rule changes, including one that would bar athletes who enter and remain in the professional draft from competing in college. Illinois Athletic Director Josh Whitman, chair of the cabinet, said the proposed changes, quote, modernize our rules to align with the current era of college sports.
Can I just use one of your
Yeah, go
favorites?
for it.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Blah, 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 blah. One key proposal requires prospects to withdraw from opt-in professional drafts like the NBA draft to align pre- and post-enrollment rules.
So what are they trying to do?
More blah, 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 blah.
It's the Alabama kid who was in the draft, and now they don't want to let him come back to college.
and Baylor's James Najee.
I thought this was already done. Guys were just skirting the rule.
No, they're saying that this came out today.
Okay.
And they're trying to put an end to it. Is this a no-brainer? Yes.
It is. It's a no-brainer, but toothpaste is hard to get back in there. And we've seen that. And there is, in the NCAA eligibility situation, there's toothpaste all over the counter. Like
really
it's
is.
everywhere. You can't get it all back in there.
Yeah,
But
you can't.
This is a no-brainer, but can you make it stick? Because every time, I will say this in the NCAA's defense, every time they try to put a rule in, somebody sues it, and the courts rule against the NCAA.
Some Alabama judge ends up ruling in favor of an Alabama player.
That's right. So it is, I will give them a little benefit of the doubt on that.
All right.
Number 1.
You know what? I actually didn't have a number 1. I forgot to bring it.
Number 111?
Yeah,
I got one.
Okay.
Shohei Ohtani's 0 for 2 tonight with a strikeout. He's now hitting 176. His OPS is 616. Is he done, Skraby?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. He's
Hell
worried
yes.
about, you know what? He's going to sleep every night worried about Ipe in jail because Ipe's taking the fall for him. No, is he done? Of course not.
Of course not. Juan Soto hit his first home run of the year today. The Mets lost.
Fans are mad at Juan Soto.
Well, that's
because
all right.
he didn't hustle down the line for a play, and the throw
line.
was bad, and he could have made it, but he didn't.
Get in line behind me.
Get in line.
Let's see. Alcantara pitched a Maddox today, which was a complete game, less than 100 pitches. So congrats to him. It's the first and maybe only complete game for a while in Major League Baseball.
I'm pretty surprised that they happened already.
Yeah, some of the other things that happened today. I'm trying to think. Oh, Shea Langeliers?
Yep.
Or as you like to say, Langeliers.
That's how you pronounce it.
Became the first guy with 5 home runs this year. And if you go to a bar tonight, win a bet with this question. Who leads Major League Baseball in RBIs right now, and how many do they have? I don't think anyone would get this. I really don't, but I will tell you that this guy currently has a 1659 OPS.
Is it Weimers?
Liam Hicks, backup catcher of the Miami Marlins, 3 for 4 today, 4 RBIs. He now has 12 ribbies on the year already.
Just so random.
I know. Fun, crazy stuff with baseball early in the season. Still 2-0 Guardians over the Dodgers in the 7th. See if Cleveland can hang on and the Padres pick up a little ground. Is there any baseball at all tomorrow? I know the Padres are off,
Yeah,
but
there has to be.
a few games. Don't forget tomorrow at 9 a.m. Oh, there's only a handful.
4. There's only
handful
4.
of
And one of
games
them's
tomorrow.
postponed, so 3.
Oh, one's already postponed.
Yeah, the
Toronto
White
White Sox. If you were going to that game tomorrow, don't go.
Yeah,
It's
don't
not
go.
going to be played.
Yeah.
All right. Don't forget tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. We got our roundtable, the epic roundtable debuts. We'll see you then, and then we'll see you on Gwynn and Chris at 2:00 tomorrow as well. Padres 7, Giants 1.
That sports convo, we just do.